Craig, we spoke a little bit about the importance of CSWIP certification for Plasflow, but I'm sort of really interested to know about how that has benefited the individuals that with the CSWIP certification and how they've benefited from it, from having it.
I suppose we're not always here for the benefit of the individual. We're here for the benefit of the business. And a big thing for us is if we get consistency across our team, we can then demonstrate that consistency to our client. But in order to do that, we needed a structure. We needed a training, a recognised course, and a recognised examination.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we want to be confident in our team's ability. We are working with industries that are quite exacting, and we want to be able to sit in front of those clients and say, we know people are competent versus people who may be less competent on the jobs that we set them to do. We've got responsibilities for the product that we're putting in could be carrying quite nasty chemicals, and therefore we want to know that we're doing our job to the highest level for both safety and quality.
Yeah. And in terms of your staff's career progression and things like that, I guess they benefit from getting a recognised certification?
Of course they do. I mean, we've got people that have been with the company from a year or two to more than 5, 6 employees that have been with us over 20 years.
Yeah, sure.
And if we can work with higher grade of work because we've got a higher grade of person, maybe it enables us to give a higher grade of employment package.
Absolutely.
And to move up that tree, an element of it is qualification, certification, and 13067 is just a fundamental building block in our business now.
Absolutely. So how do you feel that CSWIP certification has helped Plasflow with compliance and best practice and compliance with industry standards and things like that?
A good point is that the training course and the examination leading to certification with CSWIP is consistent. There are no hidden surprises.
Sure.
When clients, visitors, we can demonstrate from the course material what they've done to achieve that certification. There is both the theory and the practical, as we've said, which gives an all-round knowledge base for people. And when we'd come through the recertification process, there are no hidden agendas. There are no surprises. It's not about catching people out. It's about having qualified people who are competent. And if we've got somebody who, for whatever reason, is less competent than they were previously, it's going to catch that and allow us to up the training to bring them back in line with the standards expectation. And it all comes back down to assuring the client that you're doing the best you possibly can for them.
Yeah, and I know that as part of the CSWIP certification, there is obviously that, like you mentioned, the practical and the theoretical element, which does capture a lot of industry best practice, which is, so obviously you are assessing the competency of that individual against best practice in industry and the relevant standards and welding practices.
That's true, and it gives us a good baseline to always work from there.
Absolutely. So Craig, I know that Plasflow have a good base of existing clients, but if a new client comes along and says, okay, you say you can do butt fusion welding of polyethylene or PVDF, how do you prove it to them?
The most fundamental piece of information is certificate. We're proud of the certificates that we've got for our employees, and we display them in the meeting room. So first there's that. Second, it's also another feather in our cap, I think, to be able to take out an individual's certificates that go back to show that he's been qualified, not once, but through the qualification process a number of times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finally, if you're at the site, at the client site, the website, the CSWIP website, you can put in that welder's number, date of birth, and you can then see when he was qualified. You can see a picture of the guy as validation to just give that 100% certainty that the person doing the job is the person that took the qualification.
Absolutely, and I think the great thing about the CSWIP certification, in accordance with that EN 13067, is you can clearly see that that person has passed the examination in that material, in that welding category, which I think is really important.
Exactly. There's no hiding behind it. There's a picture there.
Sure.
Everything